guys, this is Sandra here, and today I would like to introduce you my new favorite, which is the Jeffree Star Mini Breaker palette. And I just recently got this. It came in this gorgeous box. I'm sure you've seen it around. A lot of people reviewed this. So it's a review slash tutorial kind of thing, and this is one of the looks that I created with this palette, and there are two more, but I thought we can just quickly talk about it anyway. So I love the colors, I love the whole color story, I love how they blend. The only thing I would say is a negative, which I will get out of the way now, is that they are a bit powdery. They are not chalky, they look amazing on the eyes, and because I tap my brush off, I don't really have any problem with any fallout, but I try to keep some of it in there without me instinctively blowing it away. But you can probably see in this shade there's quite a bit of powder. Oh, if you can, hold on. I don't know if you can. There's quite a bit of powder all around really. And I wanted to do this for so long. And that's the only thing though, there's just a bit of kickback in the pen, but because I always tap my brush off and I make sure that I only take on there what I need, I don't really have any issues with any fallout. And the other day I had a tiny bit, but I could easily brush it away with just a big face brush, you know, just do a quick sweep and it was gone. So I would say you shouldn't really have any problem with that. Other than that, I do adore this palette, so I'm gonna just do some swatches as well on my hand. Where should I do this? Just there so you can see. So I'm gonna go in with the first row first. So you have double scoop. Let's add a bit more. It's just a beautiful mustardy kind of transition shade. And then we have Orange Crush, which is one of my favorites. And originally, oh look at that. Originally I thought that this is a matte shade, but it actually has a bit of shimmer running through it, which I never noticed on the pictures or anyone, you know, in any videos, I don't think. Then we have Foreplay, and I should have brought in a cloth, but now I can just wipe it on my leggings, so that's fine. And this is the shade that I actually have on my eyes today. Just blend it out in the crease, which is not a shade I would usually gravitate towards to, but it's quite a nice, like, bubblegum pink with a hint of lilac in there. Then the second row we have Oral, which is a beautiful, beautiful iridescent lilac, but it also has a bit of like a blue shift to it. I'm not sure how much you can see that. Oh, there we go. I think you can see it's a lilac with a bit of a blue shift to it. Then we have Purple Punch, which I have all over my lid. Oh, also I think this shade is quite nice as a topper as well as in the inner corner. So that's right there, Purple Punch, which I have all over my lid, and it's so insanely pigmented when you pick it up with a brush. And then another color, which is Slice, which is the last one in this row. And I mean, look at that. That's crazy. Oh, my arm, my shoulders don't have enough strength for this. And then we're moving on to the last row, starting with a really bright pink bubblegum, which is what I have in my inner corner, although it's quite blended in, so I'm not sure how much you can see it, but that's bubblegum. And I feel like these almost do better with the brush rather than with my finger swatches. Then the next one is Bite Me, which I used in another tutorial. I will link it up in the cards, where I recreated a look that I did before with another palette when I was trying to decide if I actually need this. And the last color we have is a cool tone brown that's quite good for deepening up any look. And it surprisingly doesn't swatch great with your fingers, but on the eyes it's quite a good color. There we go. So that's Hot Fudge. So there are all the shades right there on my arm. I mean, it's not the most professional of swatches, but it still gives you a good idea of all the colours. They are beautiful, and it's quite a cohesive colour story, even though it might not look like this when you first look at it, because it's quite a good mix of warmer and cooler toned colours, I find. But they still work surprisingly well together, and the reason why I wanted to do a 1 palette and 3 look video with this is because I think some people get a bit scared when they look at this, and essentially there's only like 1 brown there and 1 like slightly more neutral mustardy kind of shade. But I think it can be a bit scary for some people when they look at it and it's like, oh my goodness, there are so many darker shades in there. But you can get so many looks out of it, and I have a more natural look as well than this. Obviously, this is not something you would wear to work if you work in an office, but you know. Let me try to sort out the lighting. It seems a bit dark. They don't help. I don't know. But where was I? Obviously, this is not something that, you know, you might wear in an office, but I have a more natural look as well, where I used Slice, Hot Fudge and Double Scoop. And I only used this palette. I have done 3 looks with it so far. I have to film another one for this video. But you can already see that I definitely love it. It has quite a good use out of it. And you can get an all matte look, you can do one that's a bit more metallic, and then you have Orange Crush as well, which seems like just like a slightly more shimmery color, but it's not too much. And there are so many options how you can play around with this. You can always use like Double Scoop, Orange Crush and Slice, or you can use all the purpley pink ones together. You can always, sorry, I'm eating my hair. You can always use the purple with the gold, or the purple with the orange and the mustard. There are just so many options in here once you actually sit down and think about it. And you know, some people are looking for a palette that's easy to use, and that's fair enough, as in like you look at it and you don't have to think. But I think as far as a colourful palette goes, this is really, really versatile. And if I bring up another small palette I have, let's say we go with the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions, which again has 9 shades in there. I mean, it's quite a lot smaller as well. And to be fair, price-wise, there's not that much of a difference between the two. I think they're around the same. So here we go. I mean, you know probably if you've been on my channel how much I love this. I mean, you can clearly see. But there are not as many full looks I can do with this versus with this one. I can, just because of the color range, because this has a yellow, an orange, you know, a pink, but it then also has a blue and a green. And to be fair, in the past I've got full looks out of this. Like I used that green with that blue, and then those 3 I used together, and then I think you can use the yellow with that one and then the orange together as well. So you can, if you really want to, you can get full uses out of this, but I feel like the Jeffree Star one is a lot easier to use by itself than the Huda Electric Obsessions. And price-wise, this is I think £25, and I'm pretty sure full price this is 25 too. Now how much product is in there actually, because now I want to know, because this one is so much bigger. And they both have a mirror that has a nice size mirror in there. And then this has a mirror as well. Obviously it's a bit smaller just because it's a smaller palette. Okay, so I finished my investigations and they both are £25. This has 10 grams of product in there, whereas this one has 13.50 grams in there. So as much as I love this palette, I think if you want to get a good bang for your buck and you were thinking of a colourful palette, this one is definitely more worth it. Now obviously the colours are a bit different. Again, let me hold them up side by side for you. Shimmer wise, the Huda palette has 3 shimmers, whereas the Jeffree Star one has 3 shimmers, and I would say the Orange Crush is more of a satiny finish once it's on the skin. So again, these are the 2 palettes side by side. So color story wise they are not, well no, they are different. They have similar colors with the orange and the pinks and the yellow and the mustard, but then the rest on this one is a bit more cool toned with the blues and the greens, Whereas with this one, it's still a good mixture with the gold, but then the brown, you know, so they are slightly different. And I clearly love this one, but when we think of the value you get for your money, the Jeffree Star one is definitely a bit more worth it. And also, as I said, I feel like I can get more looks out of this just using this palette. Whereas with this one, I feel like it's more of a companion kind of palette. Now, obviously, they are both slightly different, and I got this first. I got this as a present, and I massively enjoy this, and I would still recommend this to anyone. But if you're thinking between the two, or thinking of just getting one colourful palette, I think this is a slightly better option, even though the colours are slightly different. I guess also it depends what you have in your collection so far. If you already have your traditional bright colours, then I still think that the Jeffree Star is a better option, just because these are a bit more unique. But if you have nothing yet and you really want your traditional, you know, green and yellow and pink, then probably this is a better option. Whereas just because these are a bit more your box standard brights, whereas those ones are a bit more of a different kind of take on the brights. So I guess depends on what you're looking for. Quality wise, this is amazing. Again, other than the little kickback in there, there's nothing bad I can say about this. I really enjoy this palette, and I really like it, as you can tell, and I'm sure you will see it in more tutorials to come. I think I mentioned it while I was doing this look as well, that obviously in this tutorial I exclusively use this palette, but I can see this being an amazing companion palette as well, so for many of my other palettes that I already have, whether it's just a neutral or whether it's a single eyeshadow, that would go pretty brilliantly with this, or whether it's another palette. So if you would like to see a few more looks where I incorporate it with other palettes, let me know. And now I have colors on my jumper. Brilliant. But the whole point of this video is that I want to show you that, you know, you don't have to always purchase, you know, different things. I mean, I just purchased this palette, so I'm not sure how hypocritical that sounds. But point is, you can always, you know, use these palettes in so many different ways, so many different ways, and I just want to show you how you can get more use out of these palettes. And maybe you see an idea that you like and you might want to recreate. In that case, let me know, that would be brilliant. Or if you see another color combination in that palette that I haven't showed you in this video or in my previous one, which again will be up in the cards, let me know, that would be brilliant. But for now, let's jump into the looks, because I think this will already be a quite long video, so get a hot drink and enjoy. Alright guys, we are zoomed in and we're gonna start with the shade Double Scoop and a huge fluffy brush. I want this color to just be really evenly dispensed, is that the rule? Just really softly blend it out, nothing too much, and I'm just gonna apply it in and a tiny bit above my crease. Just like so, really nice and really soft. Then I'm gonna go in with my tiny blending brush, and I'm gonna take the shade Hot Fudge. I'm gonna go in carefully since I haven't used this shade yet. Right in the crease. And just blend. I might have to go back in with the other brush I used and blend it a bit more. And when I do this, I hold my brush further down at the end. I don't need a lot of control over the movements, I just need nice swipey motions to blend that shade out. And then I'm gonna go back with it a little bit more and focus it more on the outer edge. And I'm also gonna apply a little bit just on this outer corner and then blend it once again. I'm also gonna take a tiny bit of double scoop again on the big fluffy brush and just keep blending till I'm happy with the result. By the way, I forgot to mention, I already primed and set my eyelids before. I just used a Wet n Wild concealer and then dusted the tiniest bit of the Too Faced setting powder on it, the Just Peachy setting powder, while I was setting my face. Now that those two are blended, I'm gonna go in with, it's a blending brush, but it's a lot more flat. This is the Sigma E25 one, and I'm gonna go in the shade Slice, and this is a shade I'm really excited about. This would look beautiful with the purples as well. Whoa! Can you see that? Oh my god, that's beautiful. These shades are so insanely pigmented without me having to wet the brush or take a lot of product. That I'm still gonna take a bit more. Oh my goodness. This is stunning. Wow. I'm a bit speechless, I have to say. I don't know if the camera will be able to give it back, but in real life, that shade is amazing. I want to darken up the outer corner a bit, so I'm gonna go back in with a flat packing brush, and I'm gonna take the shade Hot Fudge again. These are the only three shades I really want to use today. I'm just gonna press that on the outer corner, like so. And then go back with the small blending brush and just blend it. And I can bring it in a little bit in the crease as well. Then go back in with a Sigma brush and just blend the two together. And then go back in the small blending brush and blend it. Then take the big fluffy brush and just blend over it all one last time. Wow, look at that color. That's beautiful. And I have to say, there is a little bit of fallout in the corner of my eye, and I can't just flick it away, so now I'm a bit gold here, which is a bit annoying because that means I have to take off all my makeup and redo that bit, which I'm not happy about, unless I can get away with it. I might just try to put a bit more powder there and see. Might just about be fine because my highlighter is a bit more goldy too. But be careful because there is a bit of a fallout happening with Slice. Now I'm gonna take my Bobbi Brown Heather Steel Longwear Cream Shadow Stick, and I'm gonna take an angled brush and use it as a liner. As per usual, I don't want any huge flick happening really. So I'm just gonna do a little line. Just like so. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna first take double scoop on an angled brush and just blend it out there. That's quite nice. I might just leave it at that. Let me see. I want to add a black eyeliner as well to my water and tight line. So I'm gonna use for that the number 7 Stay Perfect Amazing Eyes pencil. Does it have a shade name on it? I can't see it, but it's just the black one. And I'm gonna use it on my tight line and on my water line. And I might just add the tiniest bit of Slice just in the middle of my lower lash line, and I'm gonna more press it on than anything else because I don't want any fallout. There we go. And I'm gonna take the angled brush I used before and just lightly blend it. Now for the inner corner and the under brow, or like underbrow, the brow bone highlight. I'm gonna use the same highlighter as what I used to the rest of my face, which will be the Too Faced Canary Diamond highlighter. That's the one. There we go. Now I'm just gonna add mascara, which will be the Essence Lash Princess mascara, do the other eye, and then I will be back to show you the finished look. I might change up the lips as well. Not too sure yet. We'll see. Alright guys, we're back. This is the finished look. I just thought I will first keep it zoomed in so you can see the eyes close up. What do you think? So I would say this is the most natural out of the looks that you can probably achieve with this palette. Unless you just use, you know, the brown called Hot Fudge or Double Scoop all over your lid. I would say this is the most natural it gets, because all the other colors are a bit more pinky or purpley or orangey. So I would say this is definitely the most natural out of them, and I really like it. This gold is not something I would naturally usually gravitate towards, but it was quite fun to play with, and I think it's really autumn appropriate. It could be quite nice around Christmas as well, and this shade would look gorgeous just with some orange around it as well. Oh, that would look so pretty. Or maybe like a halo eye with the orange and a tiniest hint of brown. I might have to do that. That would look so pretty. But for now, I'm gonna hop onto the other looks. A quick disclaimer before we start this look: if you see random gold glitters on my face, it's because I did my nails and I used some gold glitter and it ended up all over my face. I have to say, last time I used this glitter, I used it as an eyeliner, and after weeks I still find gold glitter on my forehead randomly all the time, and in my hair and all over. So if you see it sparkling, I'm sorry. So in today's look, I'm gonna actually put some tape on my eyes, which I haven't done in ages. Now, if you do this at home, make sure that first you put it on your hand a few times and pull it back up again, just so it's not harsh around your eye area. This will take off most of the stickiness and it's a bit more gentle. Otherwise it can be a bit too much. So now it's good. And I want to go quite out today, I think. I'm gonna tape it like so. Put it on the back of my hand a few times, and I can feel it on the back of my hand. It does pull quite a bit, so please make sure you do that so you don't, you know, put that really harsh stickiness around your eyes. I feel like so many people fail to mention that, but it's quite important if you use this method. I'm not too sure as of yet what I want to do, to be honest. I think first I'm gonna go on a flat brush in the shade Purple Punch, and I'm just gonna pat it all over my lid, and I'm gonna bring it out all the way to where the tape is. And I really hope this whole tape method works out. And the reason why I put the tape down is because I want quite a sharp, elongated look today. That's what I would love to go with, so we're gonna do that. And first I'm just gonna put this everywhere. And there's only 2 other shades left in here that I haven't tried in the whole palette yet, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna try those as well. So next I'm gonna go in the shade Foreplay, which is this medium toned pinky shade. And let me show you once again the fallout. Focus camera. Like, can you see? Again, if you tap off your brush, then it probably will be fine on your face, even though I started with my eyes today just because of the tape. But, you know, it's good to be aware. And I'm just gonna lightly blend out what we have here. I don't really know what sort of lips I'm gonna go with or how this will turn out to start with, but I wanted to keep it quite simple with most of these looks. I want to keep it quite simple with most of these looks is what I wanted to say. I just can't seem to be able to talk today. I just want to, you know, show you that even though it's a really colourful palette, it doesn't mean that you can't get cohesive looks out of it without reaching for another palette, although I can already see this will be a beautiful companion palette for some nudes, and it would work beautifully for a pop of colour. And I already have some ideas in mind. If you'd like to see some of those, let me know. I can maybe do that as well. But the whole point is that even though there are loads of colours in here, it can still be used for an easy, quick look without reaching into any other palette. It already blended out beautifully. Now there's a little bit of a kickback in the inner corner, but we can clean that up, that's okay. Did I already mention as well, I already primed my eyes with the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette, and I just set it with a translucent powder. And I'm gonna go back in Purple Punch. Interestingly, this one doesn't seem to have as much kickback, but maybe because I go in there with a flat brush rather than something a bit more domed. So maybe that's why, because I more tap my brush in there rather than swirling it like with a blending brush. Just make sure to build up the color intensity. Now I think I'm gonna keep this look fully matte, but you could always use a bit of Bite Me or a bit of Oral in the middle of the lid as well, and it would look stunning. Gonna go back with a bit more foreplay and just blend it. What I might do as well is tap my brush both into Purple Punch and foreplay, just to concentrate the mixture right in the crease, like so, just to make sure the blend really is seamless. And one last time I go back in with Purple Punch. And I'm just going to take a cotton bud and clean up the inner corner. I'm just going to take some micellar water on it and just clean that up. Now I'm gonna take the Bobbi Brown Heather Steel Longwear Cream Shadow Stick on an angled brush, just like we did with the other look. So I have my angled brush. Again, I'm just gonna take some of that there, some of the product, and I'm just gonna draw a small line along there, and I'm gonna smoke it out as well. I need to dip back, but oh sorry. For now I'm just gonna draw it on. So you see it's a bit more whoosh when I close my eyes. Now I'm gonna take another angled brush and dip it in Hot Fudge, which is the brown shade in the palette. And I'm just gonna blend that out a bit. I'm gonna take like a small smudger brush rather than the angled one, so I can blend it out. Okay, note to self, it doesn't smoke out a lot, this liner. I thought it will because it's a cream shadow, but clearly not. I'm gonna just take a small itsy bitsy brush, like so, and I'm gonna dip into Bubblegum, which is the last shade that I actually haven't played around with in this palette. And I'm hoping it's gonna be a lovely bright color. And I'm gonna apply it in the inner corner. Oh yeah, that's nice and bright. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Now in my mind this is such a Jeffree Star color. Beautifully builds up as well. Oh, I'm loving that. Look at that. And now comes the moment of the truth. We peel that off. Oh, look at that. I like that. I like that. Alright, I'm gonna go off camera, do the other eye and my base, and then I'm gonna come back for the lower lash line and my thoughts. So see you in a second. Alright, now I haven't finished my base makeup yet, as you can see, but when I pulled the tape off I just realized that this side comes out a bit more than that side. I mean, my eyes are slightly different shapes as well, so it never exactly looks the same. It's quite hard to make them too, but how I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more is I just poured some makeup remover on a cotton pad. I fold it in half so it has a nice flat edge, and I'm just gonna wipe away what I don't think needs to be there. There. That's slightly better. It's still not fully even just because my eye shapes are different, but it's a lot closer to it. And there we go. It's all fixed. Alright guys, I'm back, and yes, I know at the moment it's quite intense with the eyes and the lips, but I don't know, I kept my cheeks really simple and easy, so I quite like it. Also, let me know what you think of my brows. I did them slightly differently and I tried to keep them a bit more fluffy than what I normally go for, and I think I quite like it, even though it's a stronger look on the eyes. For my lower lash line, I think I'm just gonna use one shadow on the lower lash line, and I'm gonna take it more on like a smudger brush. I'm gonna use the one that we used before. I'm just gonna clean it on the back of my hand because why not? And I'm gonna dip into Purple Punch. And I'm just gonna blend it more on the outer corner of my eye. I'm not gonna bring it all the way in. I'm gonna blend it right into that, what's it called? Liner, that's the one. And bring it about halfway in. Blend it into the liner, and then take the brush I used for my powder and just flick it there, just in case there was any fallout. There isn't now. I feel like I need to put something there, but I don't know what. Let me think about that. And again, if you can see, I bring it quite far down, but it's just so I can continue that shape, what we have going on there. And I feel like I want something shiny in the inner corner. I thought of taking my Inglot liner and just go all the way on the outline. And if I do that, I could potentially bring it in the inner corner too. What if I mess it up? Should we try anyway? Okay. Let me try it. Now I can't promise I stay on camera. I will try. But I will have to bring up a mirror to my face because I need to see this. Let's see. Should we just first try on the bottom line? Yeah, that's nice. Okay, let's try that then, shall we? Guys, pray for me. Pray for me. Okay. Working. Oh, I like that. Ooh, look at that glow. Okay. Should I go under there as well? Yeah, if we're already going for it, might as well. Okay, I like that. What I'm thinking as well, instead of putting any mascara on my lower lash line, I might just run this through there. Oh, I'm not sure how much it comes through the camera, but in real life, oh, that's so pretty. Oh my god, okay, let me run this through my lower lash line as well. Because who needs mascara? I might regret this later, but for now I'm loving it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm just gonna do that on the other side. And pray it turns out okay. Okay, I quite like that. Now, originally, I wanted to add a pink liner in the waterline. But now I don't know if I want to do that. That might be a bit too much. Surprise, no one's seen that coming. I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay 24x7 Glide on Eye Pencil in Love Drug because I use this with everything lately. I just really like it. Oh, it might need the sharpening. Originally, I wanted to use the Berry M Kohl Pencil in shade 23, And it's just this quite bright pink, but because of the added metallic little bits, I might not do that now. I love this shade, and it just goes really well with purpley tones. What can you do? So I'm just gonna add that in my waterline. Yeah, it goes really well with the rest. By the way, I use the same highlighter on my brow bone as on my cheeks. It's the Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called? It's from the Film Star Bronze and Glow. I always want to say Rockstar, but no, it's the Film Star Bronze and Glow duo, and it's a highlighter from there, both on my brow bone and then my cheeks. Just apply some mascara, which is the Too Faced Damn Girl, Not the Better Than Sex. I'm not sure I've said that or said that wrong. I'm a bit distracted by these eyes. Now, I guess you could always apply false lashes, but I don't really want to take away anything from that eye, so I'm not going to do that. And I also got some mascara on my eyes. Great. Well, I can wait till it dries and then wipe it away, that's okay. Alright guys, and that's the finished look. Let me zoom you in so you can... Now this eye, because I had the mascara there, I went in with my brush, but my brush got wet, so if it's a bit patchy there, that's why, but I hope if it dries it's gonna be perfect. But look at that. And now you can truly see that liner. Oh, I don't know about you, but I quite like that. Now if I wanted to, I could just leave it on top, but I quite like it this way as well, all around on the bottom, bringing it up all around, and with just that on my lower lash line, because who needs the mascara there? Although on this side it got a bit black, so let me fix that. But yeah, let me know what you think of the eyes as well. Let me zoom you out for an overview once again, and I kept my cheeks fairly natural, as you can see. Just a bit of contour and a bit of highlight. And that's it. But for now, we can jump on to the next look. Alright guys, here we are. This is the third look today. Don't mind my skin if it looks a bit tired. This is the third makeup look I'm doing today. Not just for this video, but I did some others too. So my skin is not loving me today, I think, after this. But let's start. Now for this look, I don't have an exact idea of what I want. So I have a sort of general idea, but just don't know it for sure. So we're gonna go with that and see where we end up with. But I'm gonna start with the shade Bubblegum, just in my crease, I think. And we'll see where we end up with. So I'm just gonna use a big fluffy brush. And actually I'm not even using it in my crease, I'm going a bit more above. And I already primed my skin, I already primed my eye. I just can't talk, excuse me. Now I'm gonna take a smaller fluffy blending brush and I'm gonna go in the shade Purple Punch. I might go for a halo eye. I'm gonna take the blending brush we used before with the shade Bubblegum again, and just blend this, make sure it's nice and seamless, and then I can go back in with Purple Punch and just repeat this till I'm happy of the outcome. Now I'm gonna take a small packing brush and go in the shade Purple Punch and apply it right on the outside and also right on the inside. Then still going back with Purple Punch and the same brush we used before, and going back in with the crease and just the outer corner to blend. And I want to have Orange Crush on the inner corner. Now how those two will blend together I don't know, but I guess we will figure it out in a second. I'm just going to take a concealer first, and I'm going to use my MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette. Just tap the edges out. I'm just going to take a tiny flat brush. That's it all cut out, if you can see. And I'm just going to go in the shade Orange Crush. This brush might be a bit too small, but never mind. Wow. And then flip the brush around and go in the shade Slice. And I'm going to apply that right in the middle. Alright, now I'm going to take the small brush we used in the beginning and go into Purple Punch. And just soften the edges that we have going on right now. And whether it's possible or not, I don't know. I might just go back in with the soft packing brush, and again take Purple Punch and then also, oopsie, take Orange Crush. And just wash it over Slice as well, so it's not a bit harsh. What do we think? Is that too crazy? I really like it. It reminds me of like a tie-dye shirt. Is that just me? And I'm gonna take a bit more of Orange Crush and go over the top of Slice, just so it becomes a bit more rusty. Yeah, I think that way it blends a bit better. And then one last time, go back in with the small blending brush that we used and Purple Punch, and just go around the edges of where Orange Crush and Purple Punch meet. Yeah, I like that. There's just a bit of color in the middle. Yeah, I do like that. And then just go back in with a big fluffy brush and brush over it once. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna match up the other eye and apply a lip, and then I will be back so we can do the under eye and mascara. Alright, so I zoomed in. As you can see, I completed both eyes, and I hope you can see it properly. I'm not sure the lights are exactly the same in my video. Oh, and it looks like I have something there. But I quite like this. It's a bit of an unusual combo, not something I would definitely go with, but I quite like it. I don't want to apply any liner on my lash line, just because I feel like sometimes it can take away from the intensity of the shadows and the brightness. And I quite like that pop of like pew, orange. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to line my tight line and waterline with the number 7 Stay Perfect Amazing Eyes pencil in the shade Black. Oh no! Dang it! Hold on, I need to fix that. Alright, I think we fixed the situation. Whew. You can see it from a really close up, but once the mascara is on, it's going to be fine. Okay, now don't do what I did. Concentrate and close your eyes, or well, look in the mirror at least. Don't try to do it without a mirror like I did. I'm sorry, I know that you probably can't see much of it, but you've seen what happened when I was trying to do it. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna mimic what we did on the top. So I'm gonna use Purple Punch just in on the outside and the inside of my lash line. Oops, I brought a little bit too much in, but never mind. We were gonna go over it with the orange. And then I'm just gonna brush off any excess on my hand because I'm a professional. And then I'm gonna go in Orange Crush with the same brush, tap it off. And apply it to the middle of my lid. Well, not the lid, but the lower lash line. And to add it a bit more oomph, I'm gonna carefully tap in Slice and just press a little bit of it on as well. And then I'm just gonna go over with the big fluffy brush that we used in the beginning for bubblegum. I'm not having any additional product on it. I'm just gonna swipe under there for light blending, and it's done. Also, I added a brow bone and inner corner highlight, even though it's a halo eye. I just used the same as what I used on my cheek, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. And it's just a highlighter shade from there. Mascara, I'm gonna use what I used for the past few days now, obsessively, which is the Too Faced Damn Girl Mascara, and I hope my camera finally fixes itself and focuses on my face. Thank you. So I'm gonna just apply a good coating to both the bottom and the top lash line. Oh yeah. See, this is why I don't really want false lashes or a liner there, because this way, if my eyes are open, you can just see a spot of brightness. And I feel like if I apply lashes, that's just gonna completely go. Same with the liner, just because my eyes are fairly hooded, whereas this way you can still see a little bit of brightness, but until I blink, you know, it's just a little like a peekaboo kind of thing with the brightness, so I like that. Do I make sense? I'm not too sure at this point. Let me show you from close up the finished look of this round. What do you think? I quite like it, but let me zoom you out so you can see it in full. Oh, wrong way. On my lips, I have the Fenty Beauty, what that is called Poutsicle in the shade Sun Snatched. I just feel like that goes quite well with the inner orangey color of my lid. And that's the third look. Alright guys, that's it, that's the video. Those were the 3 looks. Let me know in the comments below what you think and which one is your favorite if you have one. Please comment it down below as well. If you recreate any of these, please tag me. If, well, you don't, that's fine too. If you have a video where you've done looks with this palette, please let me know that as well. I always like to get new ideas. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean so much to me. And thank you for everyone who's been watching my videos and who's been subscribing. It truly means a lot. It really does. And I think I'm gonna go for now, so please like this and consider subscribing, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, this is floppy. What? Zombie, zombie, zombie. Alright, I can sing. Let me put some lipstick on. Instead, I can do that. This song is stuck in my head.